All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am back. Okay, it is pretty much unanimous at this point after looking at the poll. We're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch and it possibly outselling the Xbox One and, of course, the Xbox One X, which launches in 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. VidKid, I got your info, don't worry. So I sent that the big money, so he's going to be sending the game to you. I'm going to wait for him to message me to let me know that when he gets back online, okay? So I got your info, don't worry, bud. I got you. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. And that's pretty much it. Let's just get into the topic. All right, so if we look at the Nintendo Switch, right, this is a console that was received kind of 50-50 when it was first shown, especially with that trailer. When it was first shown, it was received 50-50. You had people saying, okay, this is another gimmicky trash console, this, that, and the third. Me personally, I was like in between. I was kind of torn between both. I thought the console looked good in terms of the features and everything, like what they were doing. I thought it was cool with the portable aspect, you know. But the main gripe that I have with the console and the main fear that I had for the console, and this is a constant fear that every hardcore gamer really has had for Nintendo for the most part, is the fact that Nintendo just always seems to not get third-party support. Now, you look at games coming out for the Switch now, they're getting third-party support a lot better than what they did with the Nintendo Wii U. Now, the Wii U, again, this is basically, if you look at the Nintendo Switch and you look at the Wii U, it's basically the exact same console, only the Switch is a much better it's a much better way of doing it, and it's much more simpler as opposed to doing it with the Nintendo Wii U. The Wii U had 2 screens you had to look at constantly half the time for most of your gameplays or most of your games, and on top of that, it was a pain to develop for, and it wasn't really that powerful, nor was it even close to the PS3 or 360. So the console wasn't really that great, and you know, it got labeled a joke, and pretty much the console suffered in the long run. Third-party devs didn't cling on to it. Nobody cared for it. No person was, you know, everybody was pretty much destroying it on the internet too. Let's just be real here. Everybody was destroying it. You know, you had people in denial, but I mean, hey, I understand. I mean, you know, you liked it, but again, and I mean, it's our preference. Sure, it's our preference at the end of the day, but let's be real here. Some things, you know, shouldn't be like done on a console. Some things shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? A hard drive should be standard, period. Okay? And all of that. Hard drive should be standard. No voice chat, you know, no voice app required for voice chat and all that. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff like that, it's bound to piss off people. I mean, let's just be real here. That's going to piss off a lot of people. You know? But when we look at the Nintendo Switch, right, this is kind of like the redemption console. They've come back from the brink. They fixed themselves up. They got everything right. The games look good. Very good. Games look very good. And ironically, right, you had dudes, you know, hyping up Rise of the Tomb Raider's graphics, right? When I'm looking at dudes just simply hype and ecstatic for Mario Odyssey, and they're not even talking about graphics. They're talking about gameplay, fun, joy of play. That's something that's very, very telling when you look at the Switch compared to an Xbox One X. But the games that are coming, right? Let's take a good look at the software standpoint, right? Since the launch of the console, right, which was about 4 or 5 months ago, right? Console's been out for like 4 or 5 months. So with the launch of the console, we have had how many heavy hitters? We have had Legend of Zelda, which is by far one of the most highest rated games of all time. So we had Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You have Super Mario Odyssey, which is definitely going to be rated very high. I mean, look at it. It's basically Super Mario Galaxy version 2, only a little bit better with the free world. So they're going to get higher ratings for that. You got, you know, Mario Kart 8, if I'm not mistaken. You have Pokken Tournament coming, and you have a few others. But you have a good chunk of AAA games on this console, right? And this is just a launch, okay? Now, sure, somebody can say, you know, a good chunk of these are ports from the Wii U, and you have a legit point. Those are ports from the Wii U. But, however, let's be real here. When we look at this console, right, and we look at a Nintendo platform and everything they've done with this Switch compared to the Wii U, and we compare that to the Xbox One, how many AAA games have come out for the Xbox One that are AAA exclusive? There you go. The answer is in the pudding. See, Nintendo, despite having a few ports from the Wii U, despite doing a few things from, or grabbing a few things from the Wii U to pass over for better, a better presentation, they have gotten everything right with the most part in terms of bringing it here. You see, they got the joy of play down pat. They got the gimmick right. Obviously, the gimmick is working. I like the aspect. But again, how would they outsell the Xbox One? It's very simple. You look at how many games and how many games Nintendo was known for in first party wise, and you compare that to the actual sales. How many sales do Nintendo average for the Nintendo Switch? The Nintendo Switch is selling ridiculously well. As of right now, as of 4 months into the console's lifespan, they have sold over 5 million units. 5 million. So with 5 million units sold within 4 months, that is doing hella good. Now, that's just 4 months, okay? The Nintendo Switch also, if you count that in consideration, compared to the Xbox One X, it actually has legit demand and hype behind it. The Xbox One X is not really that demanded. I don't see demand for the Xbox One X. And before I get somebody, coming at me saying, how do you know that? Let's be real here. If the demand for the Xbox One X was legit super high, it would be number 2, number 3, number 1, if not trending on Amazon in terms of pre-orders and sales and everything. It would have been all of that. The Xbox One X is not even on the top 10. It's like down in like the 30s last time I checked. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's really gonna come down to a few other things too. Like how many games are really gonna come out to push this? Because I promise you right now, as soon as Mario Odyssey drops to the Nintendo Switch, and we all can agree unanimously on this, as soon as Mario Odyssey launches on the Switch, that console is gonna double even more in sales. Those sales are going to pick up even more. Why? Because Super Mario Odyssey is a must-have exclusive. It is a must-have exclusive that you cannot get anywhere else aside from a Nintendo platform. You need a Nintendo platform to play Super Mario Odyssey. You cannot get it on a PC. You cannot get it on a PC using streaming or anything like that. No, you need a legit Nintendo product to play that game on your console. You need that, okay? Xbox doesn't have this luxury. Yes, you guys can hype up the beast is coming. Yes, sure, you guys can say power. You guys can say 6 over 4. You guys can say 6 cores, whatever you guys are coming out with. It's just ridiculous. But you guys can say, fake 4K, checkerboard rendering sucks, even though Rise of the Tomb Raider is using checkerboard rendering on the Xbox One X. But all that, you can say all of this, right? But the bottom line is this. You guys don't have an incentive for the consumer to buy the console. When you don't have an exclusive, when you don't have something that draws the crowd away from the already flooded field that is third-party games, I hate to break it to you, you don't got nothing to entice the consumer. That is why consumers go where the games are. Consumers do not care about power. Don't let these retarded 5-year-olds fool you. Consumers don't care about power. If that was the case, I promise you, Xbox would have won years ago. Okay, Xbox won years ago because Xbox has been a powerful platform. That's one thing Xbox has been pride themselves on too. If you guys remember the original Xbox, back when it was going against the PS2, before we had this ridiculous fake console war, the Xbox original was stronger than the PS2. So by your logic, don't you think the Xbox should have outsold the PS2? Nope, didn't happen because it came down to games. PS2 was flooded with games. The GameCube, despite being a console that wasn't really particularly wasn't received well by investors, it was a good console because it had games that you couldn't get anywhere else, and it was a great console for that. Dreamcast, another console, great games. You need games, and that's what's going to sell this console. The Nintendo Switch has the games they have Nintendo, man. They got the games. They're good to go. Sony's got their games. What does Microsoft got? Question of the day. What do they have? Can you answer me that? Can you answer me what Microsoft offers in 2017? Can you answer me what they offering you in 2018 versus Sony's lineup? What are they offering you? Nothing. And that is why Nintendo has won pretty much this whole sales race, I'm thinking, with Xbox. I already see them outselling Xbox easily. It's not even hard. It's not hard. It ain't hard. It's not hard to come up with that conclusion. Xbox has had how many iterations of the console? And they all do basically the same thing on top of that. And yet, all these iterations of the Xbox One, right? And yet, there's not a single true exclusive to take advantage of it or push the console. But hey, You guys think, oh, it's about power. 6/4, right? Grown men. Grown men in their 40s. 6/4, right? 6/4, right? Beats coming? Yeah. How'd that work out for you? That's it.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.